हेलो, गुड इवनिंग, वेलकम, सुस्वागतम, स्वागत है आपका आज के इस एक्सपर्ट टॉक लाइव शो में। आज हमारा 87th एक्सपर्ट टॉक लाइव शो है एंड आज के हमारे एक्सपर्ट है आरती शर्मा, who will speak on transformation through image management. So first impression is the last impression, and ऐसा भी बोला जाता है, it's been said that you never get the second opportunity to create the first impressions, and we'll get to know more about the same from Aarti Sharma today. So before we invite our expert, do subscribe our YouTube channel, press the bell icon, and do like, share, and comment on this session. Do participate uh, in the live questions. So let us invite our expert of the day. Yes, Aarti
Hi.
ji.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Vipul, for having me here. And I'm so excited to meet all of you and answer all your questions. And hello to everybody who has already
Yes, a
joined.
pleasure. Pleasure is our, and yes, Rakesh ji is here and many others have joined. So everyone, welcome on this show. Thank you so much for joining in today. And yes, audience, do ask your live questions, do participate, and let us start the session. So let me give a brief intro about Aarti. Aarti Sharma helps people develop their inner strength and reflect it on outside by working on ABC, wherein A is for appearance, B is for behavior, and C is for communication. And let us invite Aarti Sharma, and please tell us more about you and your journey till now.
Thank you so much, Vipul, for this quick introduction. So, as Vipul said, that I help people develop their inner strengths first. So, I would like to share my story with you before we get into what image management is all about and how we can use it for our growth. So, I was just 28 when I was exposed to this divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and I was completely mesmerized. And when I
Wow.
think about that day today, even today, I get goosebumps. So that was the turning moment in my life. And after that, I completely immersed myself in that knowledge. And
Wow.
I started
Amazing.
slowly and slowly, I started giving sessions on how to implement that divine knowledge in our daily life. While I was doing that, a couple of years down the line, I realized that there was a huge gap between how people were actually perceived and how they wanted to be perceived. Then taking guidance from who other than Lord Krishna, who's the epitome of image management. Vipul, you would agree with me that not many people would have heard the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita or they know what Lord Krishna said. However, everybody has their image in their household.
ट्रू एंड एवरीबॉडी उनको याद करके या उनको देख के हर एक को एक वो पॉजिटिव फीलिंग्स आती है, सो दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ इट. या.
Absolutely. The way he carried himself, the way he smiled, his body language, it gives so much peace and excitement to everybody's life. So, taking clues
वेरी
from
ट्रू.
there, I started getting myself certified, and I am an internationally certified image consultant. I have a Scottish certification in soft skills training. Then I developed a program. So I just thought that taking the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita and the knowledge which I took, the certifications which I did, I created a program that helps people again develop their inner strengths first and then reflect it on the outside by working on A, appearance, B, behavior, and C, communication. We call that A, B, and C of image management. And today I'm here to address all your questions regarding what it is, since so many people get confused. Is it styling or is it related to fashion? Is it very expensive? So I have all the answers. Over to you, Vipul.
Yeah, that's amazing, and Rakesh is appreciating. Yeah, ABC correct impression. So very true, and it will. I'll remember this for ever now. That what is first impressions. What is image consulting? It's all ABC. So very rightly said. So let's yeah, audience, you can ask your questions. Do participate. We will definitely cover them during this session, and let us start with the very first, very primary question. what, why, and how of image management.
Okay, so before I answer that question, let me ask you a question, Vipul. So, what, in your opinion, is image?
So image is something I'm when we are met first time, I've given you a first glimpse of my persona, my uh, characteristics, a glimpse, a kind of a first feel. That is something image, according to me.
Well said, Vipul. So, image is actually you in the eyes and minds of others.
True,
So, how people perceive you. So, what do they say about you? What do they feel about you when you are not in the room? That is the image that you have projected. And first image is your self image. How Vipul sees himself. That is your self image. And then, second image is how people perceive you. And many times there's a huge gap between the two. And so many times people come and ask me that, Aarti, even after doing my best, I'm not getting the kind of respect that I'm looking for, in whether it is in the professional life or in personal, between how you are coming it to others. Even if you are doing the best, somewhere down the line there is some misalignment in the communication. So image management is all about having alignment, having a congruence between your inner self and how you are being perceived. And Vipul, if we are not careful about how, what, and how we are projecting to others, there could be a chance that we could be misunderstood. And that is the reason why so many people do not get the credit and reverence that they are looking for.
true, true. So they put in lot of efforts, but they are not getting results, or they are not getting the credit of that results. uh,
Absolutely.
जो
So, hmm,
Yeah, please
जैसे
continue.
आपका मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है पोस्ट रिज्यूमे. So you create powerful resumes for others. And those resumes help them get their desired job. So I would say that your image is your visual resume, and not many people will get to work with you, or not many people will read your resumes, but whoever you come in contact with, definitely he will read this resume, this personality, your image,
True, true, true.
to create it carefully. Isn't that so?
Very true, very true. Yeah. So about us, apart from resume writing, we help candidates in getting the best opportunities in the market. So our main profession is recruitment services, by the way. So yeah, audience, there is one question. There are a lot of questions coming in. uh, yeah, Sanjeev is commenting that appearance what consist as per your uh, perspective. And Rakesh is actually your eyes of mind of others. Yeah. And again, Sanjeev has a question: how image to be consist, how to make it.
Yes, so let's take up A, B, and C one by one. So, first is A, appearance. How you feel inside affects the clothing choices you make. I think Vipul or all those listeners would agree that someday when you are not feeling too great, you are not in a good mood, you don't even feel like getting up and dressing up. And
True that.
another day, when you are bright and you are enthusiastic and you are excited to go to a certain place, you stand in front of your open wardrobe and think, "Aaj kya pehne? Aaj kya pehne?" Does that happen with you?
Yes, yes, many a times.
So, what does that mean? That means your clothing choices are a reflection of how you are feeling inside. And that is the reason why it is very important that there should be a congruence between the two. Sometimes people don't pay attention to their outer clothing, their grooming. In appearance, we talk about clothing, grooming, body language, the accessories which we wear, the colors which we choose. All that comes under the appearance part. Most of the times we are not we are ignorant about these small details. However, these small details can create a huge impact on your personal and professional life. If I give you an example of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, so if you look at his journey from the time when he was Gujarat's chief minister to being India's prime minister and today world leader, at every step, at every threshold, he is a textbook case of image management. Everywhere he has worked on presenting a new version of himself by changing his looks, by changing his body language, and you'll be surprised, Vipul.
And
Uh, he has a team of 70 image consultants, 70.
7-0, oh my god, that's why it looks so neat and clean and tidy and perfect, 100% finishing. You can not find a single the black dot in his dressings or in his appearance. But that's amazing that he has 70 image consultants. Wow.
So if he's so careful about his image, he's at the top. So we can also pay a little attention to our image and create it authentically and intentionally. If you won't create it intentionally, people will fill in the blanks. They'll create it themselves.
True, 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 true.
So
if
that
you'll
is
not if you'll not tell us tell others what you are, then they will believe whatever they want to. It's so
absolutely. And sometimes that is so difficult to digest and people feel sad and they get stressed and they get into depression because others are not perceiving them the way they want.
true, 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 true.
And by making small changes in your choices of clothing, grooming, body language, you can create a huge impact. These are some micro steps. So, image management is not a rocket science. However, there is science behind it. We all understand the beauty or the art behind clothing, but there's a complete science behind it. And because of that, there is every small detail which makes us think in a certain way, like I
So
just told you.
what I feel is लोगों को ऐसा होता है कि image consulting या this all are expensive and you need to buy expensive accessories and clothings and all this, but I feel कि ऐसा नहीं है. You can minimal resources में भी उसका optimal utilization करके भी you can create your better impressions, if I'm not. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, image management helps you create a capsule wardrobe. When I say capsule wardrobe, you will be able to create so many different looks once you understand the science behind it, once you understand what is the focal point, how to create a certain authoritative look, how to create a friendly look. Once you understand all that, you will be able to use your own clothes in a much more resourceful way, and that saves you from so much of money wasted on buying those things which still lie in your closet, and we call them wardrobe orphans. So you
Wow.
buy these clothes and they stay hanging unloved, uncared for in your wardrobe for years. So
Wow.
don't invest in those. And once you understand the process of image consultation, then you are able to apply those rules and buy the right pieces, which actually accentuate your personality and help you reach your goals faster.
Wow, that's amazing. So, yeah, CA Lilia, hello, Vaibhav, hello. Yeah, thank you for joining in. And Sanjeev has one more question. We will cover that and then we will move on with our questions. So, uh, he is asking that communication also plays a role in first impressions along with appearance.
Absolutely. So, communication is a huge umbrella, and under which there's a part called vocal, verbal, and visual communication. Sanjeev, you would agree that human beings are visual creatures. We listen through our eyes. The moment we look at a person, we just simply form an impression about that person. And that's all a part of visual communication. And not only visual communication, vocal and verbal is also covered in image management. So, C is for communication, the tone, the pitch, volume, rate of speech, everything comes under it.
What to speak, when to speak, and how to speak.
Absolutely, Vipul.
Language is secondary. People often people often take communication is equal to English, but I feel कि ऐसा नहीं है. Language is a secondary part in communication, but what matters is what to speak, when to speak, and how to speak, as
विपुल,
you
आप
have said.
बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हो। इंसान ना 3 या 4 साल का होता है जब बोलना सीखता है, पर बातचीत करनी कैसी है 40 साल तक नहीं सीख पाता है।
True, 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 true. Very true, very true, very rightly said. So, yeah, Sanjeev, hope we have covered your question. And yes, guys, keep asking your questions. We would love to answer them. So, moving on with the next question, as we have discussed what, why, and how of image management, now who all can benefit from it? Like, मतलब कोई जूनियर लेवल से लेके CXO लेवल तक, या कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर, जैसे आपने बताया, पॉलिटिशियन लाइक नरेंद्र मोदी जी. So, who all can benefit from it and how?
It's as simple as understanding that we all need image management, especially if somebody is at a new threshold in life. When you are offered a new job, a new role, somebody who has a small team and suddenly he gets promoted to to becoming a CEO or CFO, wherein now he has to address large teams. So that is the time when you can create your new image. Or somebody who's in a college right now and he's used to having a casual lifestyle, and when they go for professional life, they have to completely change their image. Or maybe a startup owner who comes from a humble background, who's worked very hard to reach where he has reached and created this startup with his sweat and blood, and now he's rubbing shoulders with the investors and he's going for funding rounds. He needs to understand the mannerism, he needs to understand the public speaking nuances. That is the time when you need somebody to guide you on appearance and how to behave in certain situations. The behavior part, how to behave when you get stuck somewhere. If you are at a leadership position, how to behave when your team is not performing so great. Are you going to motivate them, or how to stay motivated yourself? And then there's a huge part of behavior which is called mannerism and etiquette, dining etiquette, meeting etiquette, how you are going to introduce your team to your manager. There are so many small things which create a huge difference in your personality. So that all, anybody who's at a new threshold in life, anybody who wants others to perceive him the way he wants to create a new image, that person is exactly the right fit for having image consultation.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, we have uh, CA Lilia who is asking one question that, uh, in fact, she is appreciating very friendly, positive, and interesting and engaging communication. Thank you, Lilia, for the appreciation and joining in. Yes, Sanjeev is asking. Sanjeev, don't worry. It can you can ask uh, other questions as well. It's not like a last question. We don't mind. So he's asking how you describe people attitude and involvement in your ABC.
Thank you so much, first of all, Lilia, for your such a kind comment. Thank you so much. So these are the comments which help us keep going, and
True, true.
thank you so
These
much.
are these are fuel for us, we can say.
Yes. And that is how we need to be perceived by others, so that
True,
we ooze out positivity. Even if
true.
very few people will get to work with you, very few people will get to know your specialty or your competence level. And in today's time, it's not only important to be competent, it is more important to look competent. Only
Very,
then they will choose you for the right project.
very true, very true. Rightly said.
As Sanjeev asked, that how you describe people's attitude involvement in ABC. So B is the behavior part, and most of our behavior comes from our attitudes, our values, how we feel inside. So during the whole program, we take up, uh, and that is a diagnostic session which we call image scope. So during the image scope, image scope is the first session, a very powerful diagnostic session in which We understand where this person is coming from, what are his roles and goals, what is he thinking, what does he want to be perceived as, what does he want to communicate. Somebody wants to be communicated as an authoritative leader, somebody wants to be communicative as an approachable person. So what are their attitudes, what are their value system, and only then we give solutions regarding their outer appearance. Unless we understand their attitudes, their values, which lie within, we cannot create an image for the person. I give you a very simple example, and I'll give this example to everyone. Let me ask everybody, and they can write their answers in the chat, that if I say Mahendra Singh Dhoni, what comes to your mind?
A very active person,
What else?
always positive, smiling face. He never reacts by speaking. He reacts by his actions.
And what is the nickname that people have given him?
Mahi, MSD.
And which other one? That is his original nickname. So people call him Captain Cool.
Captain Cool. Yeah, true, amazing.
So what does that mean? That is his personal brand. That he's calm, he's composed, as you said, he looks positive, smiling. So that is the image that he has created and which is absolutely authentic. Now, vis-a-vis, we all love Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and of course we love Virat Kohli. Now, if I say Virat Kohli, what comes to your mind?
Angry young man.
Aggressive. Now we cannot, exchange the adjectives that you have used for Dhoni for Virat, can we?
No, never.
So Virat's attitude shows in his game, in his persona, and that is his image. And that is the reason why they both are so popular, because their image is absolutely authentic, well thought of. Their attitude reflects in their clothing choices, their facial expressions, their body language, and the way they communicate to others.
True, very true.
So that is the importance of what you feel inside and how you can project it on the outside.
Yes, Sanjeev, hope we have covered your question. And yes, audience, you can connect with uh, Aarti on his LinkedIn ID. We will also put up the link in the session at the end in the chat box as well as in the YouTube डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी हम लिंक रखेंगे, तो आप इनसे कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. आपका कुछ क्वेरी हो तो भी आप उनको डीएम कर सकते हैं. जैसे इन्होंने बताया डिस्कवरी सेशन विच इज़ अमेजिंग अमेजिंग सेशन. यू कैन गेट टू नो वेर यू आर स्टैंडिंग. तो आप ये भी बुक करने के लिए, उनका अपॉइंटमेंट लेने के लिए आप कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. And during the chat, we have Rakesh has asked one question which we have missed, but we have covered after this ABC correct interpretation. He has asked what is the methodology. I think we have covered that question, Rakesh.
So
So hope.
methodology is that we have first a diagnostic session in which we find, that is a discovery session, that where the person is right now, what is he looking at, what are the outcomes he's looking at, what kind of image he wants to create, and then we help him find out his inner strengths first, and then we discuss about A, B, and C and give him the solution, which also includes etiquette, mannerism, behavior, and communication, vocal, verbal, visual, public speaking. Everything comes under that. So there are various sessions, and how many sessions that we formalize only after the first discovery session, that how many sessions will be given to this person.
True. So yes, Rakesh, hopefully we have answered your question. Amazing. So we have discussed about what is image, how to, what is the ABC, who किसके लिए useful होता है and everything. So now I'm sure कि काफी लोगों को would love to attend your discovery session as well. So now one very basic question: what are the easy tips for creating first impressions?
Okay, so this is a very pertinent question. Let me ask you, Vipul, what do you think? How much time does it take to create a first impression?
10 to 15 seconds.
Less than 5 seconds.
Oh wow.
And first impressions are lasting impressions. In less than 5 seconds, people actually judge you, or I would say they notice more than 20 parameters, which includes your education, which includes your cultural background, includes your financial status, includes your sexual orientation, and so many more things. They simply read it through by looking at you only for 5 seconds. So that means the moment you come on the screen, especially on the online sessions, they immediately form an impression about you. And most of the times, these impressions stay with the person for the rest of the time. And so, how powerful these 5 seconds are. Can you take the risk of not acing these 5 seconds? Can you?
No, never, because as I've said in the beginning, that you never get the second chance to create the first impression.
Yes,
So
of course.
we
Well
cannot
said. And
afford it actually.
how you have seen some people just by entry to a room owns the energy of the room, and everybody wants to be associated with them, the way they move, the way they sit, even if when they haven't opened their mouth, people still want to be associated with them. Isn't that so? And that is the power of creating an authentic and powerful first impression. So do you want to understand, or do you want to know some of the tips of creating great first impressions?
Yes, of course. Why not? Audience would love to.
Okay, so remember, people want to be associated with those who seem to be in charge of their situations. For example, if you are all the time so nervous, perturbed, in hurry, and you are not able to finish your work, or you are always speaking too fast, or holding your things and unorganized. Now, do you think would people trust you with their important project?
Never, never.
And we miss out on these small details. We feel that, showing that we are busy, or actually we are busy, we have no time to pay attention to the grooming part. Whereas your a little attention, 5 minutes given to your grooming, gives you a very put together look. And let me ask you, Vipul, even if the food is very, very tasty, if it's not plated well, we don't even feel like, do you feel like touching it or eating it?
No, no. We want a, you know, clean and थोड़ा सा proper दिखे वैसा food we love to eat,
And proper देखिए और respectfully serve किया हो.
respectfully. Yeah, that is on top of it. Yeah.
And why are these 5 stars and so many expensive restaurants doing so well? Because they serve that food that looks delicious, that is plated well, and the way they serve it makes you feel like having it.
True.
And exactly in the same way, if we are not able to carry ourselves in a dignified way, in an elegant manner, if we don't look like we are in charge of our situations, nobody would trust you with an important project or maybe the next promotion.
Very true.
So we need to ace these first impression. So what are the main tips? Well groomed person, somebody who's not having idhar udhar baal bikhre hue hain, have your hair neatly tucked. Even if you want to, if you have till you have shoulder length hair, you can leave them open also, but in professional setting, be mindful of your hair.
Like MSD, he has
Nicely
the long hair but clean and neat.
neat and clean, absolutely. And you should have some prominent style statement. And if I ask you, Vipul, the moment when I came on the screen, what was the first thing you noticed about me?
Wow, looking
Tell
gorgeous.
me that. That is all right. What is the first thing?
First thing I observed in you,
Yes.
your necklace, the that looks amazing.
Perfect. Perfect. So this is the focal point that I have created. So everybody make this a point to create a positive focal point. So what is a focal point? A focal point is a point on which the viewer's eyes rest when they look at you. I give you an example. What happens that when you are in a communication, you are in a conversation with somebody, and this person has a loose button, or a miss, or there's a
Malfunction,
broken,
wardrobe malfunction.
a button is not there. What happens?
Of course, the entire attention will get distract, I will use the word.
Yes. You get distracted from the main topic. All kinds of thoughts will come to your mind. इसने ये क्यों पहने है, टूटा हुआ बटन क्यों पहने है, ये बटन ढीला क्यों है, ये पहले नहीं सोचा. And these small and petty things will take our mind off, take our focus off from the important points. And that is why we should be very very careful about creating. If you don't know the art of creating a positive first impression, at least be mindful, don't create a negative first impression. रात का खाया हुआ जब दांत में रह जाता है, लंच करने के बाद you go for a meeting, at least give yourself 2 minutes, look at yourself in the mirror and see सब ठीक है ना. All these small things.
True, very true, very true. That matters. True.
And having wearing ironed clothes which are not too crumpled, and give yourself 5 minutes in deciding what I'm going to wear, and in good quality. Wear good quality clothes instead of quantity. Believe in investing in quality, because everything about you says something about who you are. Your clothing choices, your accessory choices, the quality of the accessories that you wear, it speaks loudly about you as a person.
That was amazing. So wearing, you need, so how, very basic question, how we can, of course, you will give more details in a discovery or a one-to-one session, but just a very simple question, that how I can decide that which will be a focal point for me, like a expensive pen, or if I'm having a numbers, then expensive spectacles, or a gold chain. So how can I decide that which will be my focal point?
A very very important question that you have raised. So most of the so many people who wear specs, so whenever they go and buy a spec, they have no idea what to buy. Doesn't it happen with everybody? ये ले लें या वो ले लें, अच्छा ये अच्छा लग रहा है, नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है, and they randomly pick up anything because they don't know the science behind choosing the right frame according to your face shape. And if the right frame is chosen, that creates the best focal point because you are wearing it every day. And if it complements your face shape, it heightens your likability so much. So you can
True.
create a great focal point by choosing the right frame. Thank you, Weber. Thank you so much.
Yes, yeah, Vaibhav is appreciating, Soumya is also appreciating, indeed a very informative session. Thank you Soumya, thank you Vaibhav. And Sanjeev, जो आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, what you have observed in me, so Sanjeev has answered, well dressed, yes, bang on. So as we have discussed about the easy tips, I think tell us more about acing first impressions.
Okay, so acing first impressions. One, nicely well groomed hair. If men, those men who have beards, since it's quite in to keep a beard, always have it well trimmed. If you are keeping a beard, do not have it, just haphazardly growing here and there. Have a good shape to it and get it shaped, or learn to shape it every week or 15 days. Then your spectacles, then the watch which you wear. So many people say that, हाँ फोन में तो है, अभी तो है, ये फोन में आजकल टाइम होता है, सब जगह टाइम होता है, क्या जरूरत है. But a good quality watch adds so much to your authority, and it makes you look so much more competence, because there's a subtle communication that this watch is giving out, that is that you value time.
And it also gives you a confidence, when you wear a, जब आप बल्कि वॉच पहनते हैं, एंड जो अब जब आपने वो नहीं पहना होता है, तो यू फील लाइक एम्प्टी हैंड, और आपको कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आता है खुद के ऊपर, तो दैट गिव्स यू अ कॉन्फिडेंस एज
Perfect.
वेल.
Vipul, so now you understand. We all understand these small things. It's just that we don't know what is the structure to it, what is the science behind it. आपने जो बताया, it's absolutely, it creates a psychological effect. Why is that? अभी जा आज के टाइम में watch industry is booming. To
ट्रू.
have to buy a Rolex is everybody's dream, as Rolex not only signifies time, but it also shows the time of your time in your life, that what kind of time you have arrived.
True, true. So It's right, you rightly said कि वॉच घड़िया मतलब घड़ी समय नहीं बताती है बट आपका समय बताती है.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
ट्रू,
इसी
ट्रू,
तरह
ट्रू.
से द द द शर्ट्स व्हिच वी चूज़, द कलर्स व्हिच वी चूज़, और अच्छा फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन क्रिएट करने के लिए वी हैव टू बी वेरी माइंडफुल ऑफ आवर स्माइल. So when you smile, whenever you look at any person, or whenever you enter a new place, whenever you enter your office or another room, make sure that you smile. Why? Because smiling, a genuine smile creates an instant connect.
You rightly said genuine smile and balanced smile, but
Yes,
it also,
yes, of course. It's I'm not talking about giggle or laughter or
yeah.
but a genuine smile, and that too, that smile should be appropriate to the place you are going. How much to smile when you are in a professional setting? How much to smile when you are in a personal gathering? All this is measurable, and there's a detailing attached to it. So all this comes under acing the first impressions.
Very well said. Prashant is appreciating. Great. Vaibhav is also with your, watch. जो घड़ी के बारे में आपने बताया, he also loves watch. And thank you, Prashant, for the acknowledgement, appreciation. So, one of the
एक
last question. Yeah, please
बात
add
और
on.
ऐड
Yeah,
करूंगी. सो
yeah.
another very important part of image management is learning to have a positive body language. So many times we are saying things right, we are using the right vocabulary, we are doing the right thing, but our body language is not at all positive. So to create a great first impression, we must have a positive body language. And here I want to give you a small tip. Everybody is ready to have that tip.
Type in yes if you're ready. Vaibhav, Prashant, Sanjeev, type in yes if you're ready to grab that tip.
Okay, so the simple tip is sit straight, stand straight, and do not slouch. How would you like if I sit like this and give you the session?
Or
This will be
if I'll sit like this and I'll ask you, then how would you will not like to answer my questions,
vis-a-vis. What we should do is roll our shoulders, sit straight, and see the difference. In fact, if you are very busy and you are stressed, there is so much of workload, you are sitting like this, just do this exercise. Roll your shoulders, sit straight, and do not slouch, and you'll see an instant rush of energy in you, and it will reflect on the others, your team members also.
Very true, very true. So that matters. I remember I've read a book by Body Language by Ellen Pease during my college days. It's almost back 16 years back. So I still, whenever I'm watching any news or any such session and somebody does like this, I immediately it strike ye, this is bluff. This is bluff. Many has a habit of doing this while speaking, while commenting. So that's a sign of bluff. You immediately get it कि ये
You know it all.
knowingly knowingly or unknowingly, subconscious mind से भी he has bluffed. He is not speaking from his heart. So this is, these are the basic signs of body language which you need to
And
understand, which you need to master. तो कभी
yes.
कभी मतलब मैनी टाइम्स, ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग, आप कई बार कई जगह पे मैनिपुलेट कर रहे हैं या कुछ बोल रहे हैं जो हार्मफुल नहीं हो, बट आपको याद रखना है कि ऐसे नहीं हो जाना चाहिए. बिकॉज आपका माइंड, आप चाहोगे भी नहीं चाहोगे बट आपका माइंड ऐसा करवाएगा आपको, बट यू नीड टू कंट्रोल योर हैंड्स. और वाइल स्पीकिंग आप कई बार ऐसे रखते, तो यू नीड टू कंट्रोल दैट थिंग्स. सो
Yes.
these are the basic body language tips. Bang on, but you rightly said. So let's cover the very last question of the session, and that would be the amazing session. Yeah, Prashant has one question, but before my last question, let me ask a question by Prashant. He's asking that I have one question. My hair is not good, so that reason I'm not able to feel comfortable on video call. So what to do in that case?
Prashant, you've answered your question yourself. So you think the hair is not good. See, many of us are bald. and it's the confidence in you that shows. So if thinning hair is lowering your confidence, you may consider one, having hair implant done, which is very common nowadays, or you can go all bald, and that will help you create a statement for yourself. So many men who are bald, they look extremely amazing,
Very
and that
bold image, very bold image.
yes, and that helps them be more confident. So whatever the issue is, first of all, sit with yourself, ask yourself, what is that I'm looking for. If you feel that thinning hair is really robbing you of your confidence, go for um, this hair transplant. Or the other way around, till you get it done, tell yourself, I am confident and I look absolutely amazing. Remember, Prashant, God has made
Affirmation.
all of us unique, and we
Or
all need to find that uniqueness.
affirmation is the right technique. I that
The
reminds
more,
me that
yeah,
reminds me
please.
one of my friend who is जिनके मतलब half hair थे तो he used to have the clean bald. बोले I don't want the half one, I want to have one, and that looks amazing in काफी लोगों को personality suit करती है, so you can also try that. And even hair transplant nowadays is not that much costly, and yeah. So one of the last question by the audience, I suppose, and very for men, very this will be a very common 10 out of 6 out of 10 को ये question apply करेगा. That's why I'm covering that dressing tips. Whoever is having belly, tummy rather than,
Okay, so very, very common question.
very
बड़े
common
छोटे
question.
छोटे से tips. One is that do not wear ill-fitting clothes. जनरली क्या होता है, थोड़ा सा बेली आता है और आदमी बिल्कुल ध्यान देना, लूज लूज कपड़े पहनना शुरू कर देते हैं. Always get your trousers stitched. When you go for bespoke stitching, then you are able to wear the right length, the right waist, and it creates a huge difference where you actually put your waist, put your trouser waist. Because if you are putting it too low, it will show your belly more protruding. So be mindful of where you are tying your trouser. Second, invest in a good quality belt. When you wear a very good quality belt, and invest in shoes which are matching with your belt. So if you're wearing a brown belt, wear brown shoes, or if you're wearing black belt, wear black shoes. ये दो तो इतना तो सभी कर सकते हैं, and that will create a focal point which will take the attention away from your protruding belly. So another secret of creating the right focal point is take people's attention to the point where you want them to see, and take it away from where you don't want them to see. And that is how we can create a good look, by taking their attention away from your problem area, or maybe the variations we call it so.
Yeah,
And we
very
all
very
have
rightly
different
said.
shapes of bodies, and once you understand your body shape, so another important session that we have in image management is understanding your body shape, your face shape, and then we recommend accordingly.
That's amazing. Very rightly said, Vaibhav. Hopefully, we have answered your question. Prashant is thankful and for the answer. Thank you so much, Prashant, for joining in. One of the last question of the day: professional etiquettes. Tell us more about professional etiquettes.
Yeah, professional etiquette is extremely important. Now, do you really pay attention to your etiquette? So, what is etiquette? Etiquette is making others feel comfortable around you. So, good manners is a way of giving respect to others. So, when you are a professional, there is a certain code, code of conduct that we must follow, and that is your professional etiquette, your meeting etiquette, tea and coffee etiquette, coffee machine etiquette, lunch etiquette, dining etiquette. There is so much to learn. Lift etiquette, a very, very important thing which we completely ignore. Escalator etiquette. We just don't pay attention to these small things. And don't you think sometimes you are so put off by certain things, when somebody stands or sits in a certain way, it really puts you off. You don't want others to feel the same about you. The proximity, how far we should stand from a person in professional setting, everything we have to be so mindful of. Once you are at a leadership position, you cannot go wrong with these things.
Very true.
So, very important part of creating a great and positive image is etiquette.
Bang on, very rightly answered. And yes, so that was amazing, audience. Thank you for participating and asking your question. I'm also putting in the chat box. I'm putting in all the links wherein you can connect with our expert RTG on LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, our website. Everything I'm putting in the chat box, so you can connect with her and you can get her help whenever required. So before we end up with this session, your final words and one bonus for our audience, which you would like to share,
Okay, so
please.
one tip which I always give to others, the moment you get up from the bed in the morning, just smile. I'm not going to give you a long morning routine. I'm not asking you to meditate. I'm not asking you to read. I'm not asking you to do anything. But just when you get up, just smile. And it doesn't take more than 1 second to do that. Why? Because when we smile, we are giving out the signal to the universe that we are happy. And then we, throughout the day, we get more chances, we get more opportunities to be happy about. So just smile and pay your gratitude for this another day. And when you start your day at a positive note, instead of just getting up, oh, badi late ho gaye. Instead of getting up like that, just get up, sit with yourself for a moment, smile, and take forward.
Very, very well answered. Very rightly said. Thank you so much, Aarti, for your amazing, uh, guidance and giving us your amazing tips and everything. So we are thankful to you, and we wish to have you again with some more detailed topic, with some more detailed insight. And till then, thank you so much. Stay blessed, and audience, you can connect with Aarti ji and take her help guidance whenever required. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Vipul, and everybody who's present here. Thank you very much. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and I would love to answer all your queries and stay connected.
Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Bye. Yeah. Yes, audience, I'm sure you would have loved the today's session. काफी कुछ आपको नॉलेज मिला होगा, काफी कुछ आपको टिप्स मिली होगी अबाउट योर फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन. सो ऐसे ही हम एवरी वीकेंड फ्राइडे सैटरडे इवनिंग मिलते रहेंगे. वी विल बी हैविंग डिफरेंट डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स. सो subscribe our YouTube channel, Vipul the Wonderful. Press the bell icon. Get the regular updates. If you are watching it on LinkedIn, then do follow us to get our regular updates. Audience, this session was powered by Post Resume HR Consultancy. Yeah, thank you, Lilia, for staying with us till the end. Thank you, Vaibhav, for joining in. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Yes, so audience, this session was powered by Post Resume. We are providing middle and senior level recruitment services across India and Africa since 2007. So do connect with me if you're looking for any career guidance, any job assistant, any resume writing services, anything. We will be happy to help you. And if you are looking for talent solutions for your organization, then do connect with us. We'll be happy to help you. So, with that note, thank you for joining in today. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Stay blessed. Keep smiling as it cost you nothing. Stay blessed. Thank you.